not gonna have any mosquitoes. Alright guys, so we're sitting here, finally got all the guys together. We decided, hey, you know what? Let's do episode 1 of possibly many more via our outdoor podcast. Thank you guys so much for clicking on the video. As you can see, JT, myself, I'm here. We got...
What's up guys, it's Court.
Derek, you know me for some of my videos, and
Michael, I just uploaded my first video, so
if you guys haven't seen that, Mike just did it with his musket. What year replica was that one?
1776.
1776.
My favorite year.
Oh yeah. Happy birthday, America. Anyway, so you guys be sure to check that out and check out some other content and stuff. So as in the video, Mike was hunting pigs, and one of the things that I thought about the other night was when you're gonna go hunting, whether it's for pigs or deer, typically we all have kind of a routine that we like to follow. So like myself, whenever I'm going on a hunting trip, obviously I'm packed the night before, but I'm one to stage things inside the house so that everything's all set to go. And depending on what time I'm leaving, a lot of the times, like me and myself, just to help kind of move me, get me going, is I'll already sleep in my outfit, where I just strap on some shoes or boots and head out the door. Do you guys have anything you guys want to talk about as far as what your pre-hunting routines are?
I mean, for me, it really depends on what I'm doing. Like, if I'm going to the ranch, like we're here, or if I'm going to my ranch or any other ranch, there's a lot more prep work into it because I'm planning out what I need, how much clothes I need, what I'm going to be doing, and what type of hunt I'm doing. Whereas, like my pig videos where I go pig hunting, it's pretty much just a get home, make sure all the GPS are charged, water up the dogs, get their plates, load up, and go. So it kind of depends for me. But when I do the long trips, I do a lot more lay everything out, lay all my clothes on my bed, pick which guns I want, put them in the cases, and have everything in one area. And then when I'm leaving, go load it all.
Right on.
yeah, if it's a longer trip, like multiple days, then I'll have planned out like mostly my camping gear and stuff like that, or like clothes and stuff like that. But if it's a short trip, like when I used to live around this area, come up here, it was just grab my gun and my binoculars and just come up here. There wasn't a whole lot planned to it.
yeah, I mean, same here. It depends on how far and where you're going, what you're doing. Everything I usually do is around the house, so it's just a grab and go.
Right on. So, question: when you're gonna go hunting, do you pick and choose your outfits for every day, or is it one of those like just pick up the same 5 shirts, the same pants, and everything, and bag it up and let's go? Or do you sit there and lay out, what you're gonna wear?
For me, it's always been just like we're always in like a blind of some sort, so it really doesn't matter what I wear. Like a couple jackets that won't be affected by smoke, and then a couple jackets that I can wear around smoke if we're going to be around a campfire. And that's it. Just make sure I don't wear the jacket that's affected by smoke when I'm out there.
That's a good call. That's a good pro tip. I didn't even think about that because those deers will be able to smell that smoke. So if you're smelling like you just stepped out away from a campfire in the same jacket, yeah, that would definitely put them on alert.
I used to try to change my jackets, and I got lazy. I wear the same jacket into the blind, haven't noticed a difference.
I haven't shot a deer in 2 years.
We shot the most out of all those trips.
I'm just saying, you might have gotten a little lazy in the last 2 years.
I mean,
No, I've been doing that for a while now.
I do a lot of bow hunting, so you got to get up close and personal with them, and I wear my regular work clothes. Kill just as many as the next guy. They walk right under my tree stand.
So
I could spit on their head.
question: do you typically go out and sit in your same not the same outfit, but your work clothes every time you go out? So
Yeah, I'll get home.
that whole area's, it's got already your smell.
I'll get home from work, grab my bow, hop in the truck, and get out there.
Speaking of bows, I know you were looking to go into that archery store. What are you looking for your bow?
No, I wasn't really looking for anything particular. They have one of those computer, kind of like that golfing game, but you use your bow.
Huh.
And I wanted to try it out, but it wasn't working.
Oh, a simulator, bow.
Yeah,
the bow simulator.
thing,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, I
It's
never
not
heard
really-
of
I
that.
guess it's a simulator.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it. It was pretty neat looking. Do you usually like? I know you use some special tips. Do you know what those are?
I've never used it before.
Well, if it's anything like a golf simulator, I can't hit worth a dog in on those things. My balls just go. It looks like it's jumping to the next screen over. I don't know.
Well, I mean, you kind of proved to us that you can't hit a golf ball straight, anyways.
Yeah, you'll see that in another video.
Correct. Be on the lookout for that video. It's gonna be pretty great. Spoiler alert. It was fun.
Yeah, we had a good time. None of us are anywhere near professional or hell even play on a regular basis.
It didn't help. It didn't help that most of this
Yeah,
the landscape was rocky and a lot of trees. And
rock, trees, and mud.
I don't even think we'd fall into the weekend warrior category either.
Well,
No, so if y'all want to see some just regular old Joes swinging some golf clubs, check it out.
yeah, for sure. Right on. Well, let's go back. I know we just talked about hunting for a while. Uh, let's talk fishing. Like me personally, doing the same thing as far as prepping goes. Biggest only difference is I already tie my leader lines and everything, but I do have the boat already ready to go, which is hook up and go. Do you guys do anything as far as fishing plan?
well, what would you go after right this time of year? It's fall, middle deer season. If you're not deer lease, what are you fishing for?
Well, so as any sort of fishing, it's all dependent on weather. Right now, especially in South Texas or in Texas in general, we don't get, 4 seasons. It's really random. We had a cold front that came in the other night that dropped it to what, like the upper 30s, low 40s. And then right now, I mean, it's only maybe 60 degrees. So if the water temperature is cold, obviously, what you're going to want to do is fish deeper. The biggest thing is depending on what you're targeting. So if I do go target redfish or trout, you know, uh, I'll be for trout. You want to target deeper waters if the water temperature is cold, and they're all going to stage up. Where it's a nice shelf where they can sit and ambush, and it's nice and warm. Muddy bottoms will retain the heat very well. If the temperature is a little warmer, it's going to fluctuate more. They're going to be more uh, in shallower areas, during those warmer temps, and then going back in. But right now, we're in a late November, early December. So the flounder are running. You can catch them. I mean, just
No, flounder season right now is closed.
well, you can still catch them.
Yeah,
You can't keep.
catch and release right now.
Correct. Which I think it's great for the population. Like I don't know if you guys have ever had flounder, if wherever you guys are watching this, but it is, in my opinion, probably the one of the top 5 tastiest fish you're ever gonna have.
Bay fish or fish in general.
I think fish in general.
It's in my top 5 of
I think
all type fish.
I'm putting any deep sea fish over
Well,
over flounder.
I got to go based on what I've eaten so far.
No,
I mean, even catfish is in my top 5.
no.
I love catfish. I love the taste of a good catfish. Although I had crappie for the first time not too long ago, and I think that sneaks into my top 5.
Oh yeah, crappie's good.
That's good.
I haven't had
cold and
crappie.
crispy.
You haven't had crappie yet?
No.
Oh, crappie's number 1 across the board.
I love me some deep sea, some AJs, some snapper, swordfish.
I'll just say it right now. Shark is my number 1.
Oh, shark is
Oh,
I don't know if I could do shark. I've tried multiple ways. It's chewy.
Oh, you deep fry it?
Deep fried little nuggets.
Just like
I've
you're doing.
Deep fried it. I've baked it in butter.
Do you make sure you processed it properly?
Yeah.
Bled it out and killed it immediately?
Was it at your house I had shark? Or
that was my shark, because I think it was when we both caught black tips, we kept both of them.
Yeah.
Was that one of the pictures that you have from back when you first got the GoPros with Court and Mike in the harness, and they're just
I think so.
going at it? Oh, that's
that
great.
harness is long gone.
We need to get one of those too. We need to get us a shark video.
Yeah, I've been itching to go, but ever since I sold my tower off the old truck, I just don't want to do it out of the PVC pipes because I've already lost a 10-foot pole.
Oh,
PVC pipe falling, so I don't feel like losing one of my shark royals.
Yeah.
Mike, I know you did a sharkathon this year, right?
Yeah.
What setup did you have for that?
Well, I have a very old school setup. It's a Penn Senator 9/0.
That's what I'm running.
About yay big?
Yeah. And then that's on just a regular typical 6-7 foot boat rod, and then I have a custom made 10-foot rod from Roy's with a 50 wide pin squall.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to add a little more
Yeah.
wood.
So
You're making the guy in the little tiny chair do it.
that's the setup.
Well, how'd y'all do in Sharkathon?
We didn't do very good. My buddy ended up catching a 7'8" bull shark right off the bat. He caught a couple littler stuff, black tips. His dad caught a redfish,
Nice.
and first place I think was a 9'8" hammerhead. And with Sharkathon, first place you get $20,000 for first place. And then if it's over 10 feet, you get another $10,000. This guy misses it by 2 inches.
Wow.
And when they announced it, they said the reason he missed it was he had like 3 inches bitten off his tail. Otherwise, he'd have made it.
Jeez, that's
10 grand by 2 inches.
hey, you know, it's like in the in professional sports, you know, it's a game of inches, it's a game of seconds or milliseconds, you know. That's wild. And for those of you that don't know, Sharkathon, that's a shark competition that happens. It only happens
Once a year.
Once a year, usually in October.
Yeah, it's right at the end of really the warm season when the water starts cooling down. And I talked to someone about it, why they do it then, because it's always rough water almost every year. And they said it's actually then because it's harder to catch sharks. So that way the winter doesn't come in with 20 sharks.
Yeah.
Oh wow. I didn't
And this tournament is a catch and release tournament only, right?
Yeah, it's a catch photo release. Honestly, it's basically a fun way to get the local anglers and everybody, Joe Blow, who wants to go shark fishing, to actually be a part of the research and everything, because they'll give you tagging equipment, tags. They have you take fin clippings to see how their diet is and everything, how they're doing.
Oh, I had no idea that they did all that.
Yeah, it's a big ordeal, and they try to do it as painless, all the research on it as possible to the sharks. And I've watched someone do the little clipping, and it's a little itty bitty piece. It doesn't affect them at all. And tags are all the research tags that they do on all the other ones, and let them go and you send it all in. Last top water, and was limited out on redfish in hour on top water,
Nice.
and had double hookups. I caught some mullet about that big with a cast net, and I was just chunking them out that way and throwing the top water that way. And I'd hook up on the top water, and all of a sudden this rod bend over, and I'd try to reach back and just yank it to set the hook, but the mullet were too big. They were grabbing it and just running with it, and I'd set the hook and just yank it out. But I want to go back over there with the fly rod, with a top water, when I know that it's going to be that top water action,
Right.
and just lay it out there. And I want to get that video just slamming them on a fly rod.
Well,
I've caught little fish on a fly rod, nothing of size, but I want to do it.
Right now, during this fall time of year, those redfish will be up and moving and schooling. So if you come across that school, man, you're gonna have one heck of a day. But I did just think about this right now. Would you guys want to see a court video challenge of him catching a redfish on his fly rod? We'll just make it a series.
Just put that out in the comments. If you
Yeah.
want to see that.
If you want to see it,
That'll
put it in
have
the
to be
comments.
a summertime thing, because right now they just chased all the mullet out into the Gulf, so there's not a whole lot. You can still find them, but they're so damn lazy right now.
What about like a shrimp imitation fly?
I've got a shrimp imitation fly.
I do want to know, if you had to go chase your favorite species of fish, what would you want to chase and how? Like, for me, example, like I want to go after like a tuna, whether it be just a blackfin, small blackfin, or a big bluefin, or even a yellowfin, off my solo skiff.
Oh yeah.
That I want to just do that once at least and just see how that feels. But I mean, if y'all had y'all's dream,
I got to go with the billfish. I'm not particular on which one. I don't really care, but I want that billfish where you're on the back of the boat and it's just hauling ass in reverse, and just waves crashing over you, and you're damn near floating over the side and just
Rods are screaming.
cranking it down. But I want to do that one day. I need a refill too.
So for those of y'all that can't see this far, our VR koozies at the bottom. So once you're done,
Oh, hey.
it says beer me.
Mike, can you grab some underneath? I need 2.
One of those?
Yeah, we need 1 for.
Yeah, I need one.
Another one of those?
I'll take that. Thank you. Need to re-up. We got to stay hydrated with our not waters.
Now, one thing I am itching to do though is get back in the field and do some pig hunting.
Yeah. Well,
It's just right now they just sprayed all the fields to kill off any regrowth. So pigs are few and far between, so we just haven't had the drive to go after them. But I think we're gonna make some new plates. We got some new dogs. They're still pups, so they won't be hunting yet. But this summer they'll probably be old enough to hunt. We'll make some plates for them and probably start training them up.
nice.
Well, what about y'all two? I didn't get to hear y'all's.
Oh, so going back to Dreamfish, I think I pretty much had the same one for a long time, and there's a couple of steps I need to do to make that happen. But I want to sight cast a permit on a fly, which means a couple of things. One, I need to learn how to fly fish. That's going to be a big one. 2, I need to figure out, where and when, or who's a good guide to go. I know, but I don't want a smaller permit. I want to catch a nice trophy one with it. But even just one in general, I feel like that would be amazing. I saw a couple of videos where these guys are out in a port city in Mexico, and they can take you out. You can do that all day. But they're a little smaller. I want to catch one of those big ones. I mean, those permits' eyes are massive. They can see everything, and they're in shallow. So I just want to feel it. And I know on a fly, obviously, it's a lot more difficult because there's no barb on flies. For those of you guys that don't know, so it's gonna be something where I'm willing to risk breaking my heart. If that thing spits it out and that's it, I'm willing to risk that for that experience. What about you, Mike?
I'd have to go with a Goliath grouper. I've seen some big
Okay.
fellers.
Okay.
Oh,
I've seen
yeah.
some big fellers getting put 2 on by a freaking Goliath.
Well, have you guys seen the video where the muscle people, like the weightlifters, where they have
Yes.
to hold the rod up without setting it anywhere and try to muscle it in?
Yeah.
Golly,
See, I
do you
thought about a Goliath grouper being mine, but to me, I want the fight where they're going in different angles, and that's why I went billfish versus the Goliath grouper, because the Goliath grouper is just, it's got so much
Yeah.
mass and so much strength that it just dives.
Right.
So yes, it's a hell of a fight, and it's a big achievement to catch one, but I want that. He's over there, and you look down, and all of a sudden you look up and your line is over there.
oh
Like,
yeah,
I want he's all over the place and chasing it, and
Just
you don't
going
know what's
nuts.
going on. Yeah, jumping in the air, like everything.
Back to Mike real quick. Do you want to catch one off a boat, or you want to catch one off off the dry land, like next to a bridge or something?
I'd probably have to go boat.
Off a boat, like just under somebody's dock.
Yeah.
imagine just going like somebody's dock. Kids are playing outside. You toss it in, and you're just pulling in
Throwing
this.
in a whole damn chicken.
Oh yeah. Well, was it black tip or somebody used a turkey or a
Yeah, that's
chicken?
what they'll use. They'll use chickens or turkeys, and then just basically the same as a shark setup, and just drop it straight down, and you'll see them. They're in clear water, and they just drop it straight down, and you wait, and then all of a sudden you see that turkey disappear, and it's
You just see this big black cloud just and it disappears. Like, huh? There it goes.
But yeah, Goliath Cooper, man, that would be something. Uh, goals, right? Speaking of goals, do you guys have any video ideas you guys are thinking about doing next year? Any big trips planned or?
Well, jumping off the favorite fish idea, my next year goal is to have that tuna off the solo. So I will have a little video series for like the quest to get one. So
where are you thinking of going?
I'm gonna try just off Corpus Christi. I know it's gonna be like it's gonna be a difficult time trying to get a tuna out there. certain times of year, I'm gonna have to go really far. If I do end up making it to Florida, that's probably my best bet. But we'll start with Corpus and work our way up.
Start with
But
Corpus and going for like a
I,
blackfin.
yeah, I'm very much okay with catching a little 30-pound blackfin. Very much. Like that would be just fine with me. But
So, question:
yeah.
if what if you're going out there and you're going for a blackfin, all of a sudden you catch a, you know, 35 plus inch wahoo or something?
Oh, I mean, there's
There's a reason they're called wahoos.
yeah. I would have no problem with that whatsoever. If I, the only problem I'm gonna have is if I go out for a blackfin and end up with a 200, 300 plus bluefin on the end of my line or yellowfin, and it's gonna give me some trouble on that little solo.
Yeah, I've
Oh,
caught
yeah.
like about a 65-pound yellowfin, and we got out to a rig. We went 150 miles.
Yeah, I'm not going that far with a
No,
solo.
but we went out of Port A and we went south. So really, had we gone out of like Brownsville, it would have been a lot shorter distance.
Right.
But we went middle of winter down 150 miles out. Got there and I immediately just sit in the fighting chair waiting for a rod because we're just trolling around the rig and everyone's like, "Oh, it's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a while. Don't worry about it." I said, "Okay." I sat there and it wasn't very long. Boom, boom. Two of them go off, and I immediately grab one and pick it up, and then my dad grabs another, and it's a bent rod, so he's got to stick it in the fighting chair.
Yeah.
No one is ready, so everyone's trying to find the harnesses and the fighting belts, and I'm sitting there trying to stay out of the way of my dad's line while trying to fight mine. So I've got the rod between my legs. I'm sitting there cranking, and that fish is just like, "Nope, I'm going this way. Nope, I'm going that way."
And I
So
want to do this.
every turn, that rod's going somewhere, and I'm just, someone get me a belt.
Well, it's a good thing that you don't have anything there to worry about. So,
Well, you always place it right here. Place it under your thigh. You don't want to let it slide up in the middle.
fair enough. But no, yeah, that on a solo, holy.
That's why I'm hoping just for like a little 30-pound blackfin. I'd be very much okay with that.
Oh, but it was so
I would
much
be
fun.
ecstatic if I could pull up a 100-pound yellowfin, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
What's y'all's opinion on spearfishing? That's something I want to do.
I've always wanted to do that.
You know, I got someone who can take us. Well, he's got all the stuff. We just got to get a boat.
Okay.
What about a mini boat?
Not a fan of
No.
spearfishing.
They're not a fan of spearfishing?
Well, it's not a fan of spearfishing. Not a fan of jumping in the ocean. We can't see anything.
It's crystal clear if you go out far enough.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Well, the thing is it's not like in Texas Gulf waters. It's not like over, in Australia where those guys, I mean, like it's clear all the way up, until the shore. And when you're spearfishing, you got to keep in mind you have to do it in one breath. So you don't want to go too deep. So it may be a lot murkier than what you're thinking in
We're talking
Texas
about
water.
free dive
Yeah.
spearfishing.
Free dive spearfishing.
Yeah.
Is it with a
100-foot water.
with a spear gun or
Yeah,
with a
spear gun.
or with one of those Hawaiian slings?
No, spear gun.
Okay. I want to do one. I'll be honest. I want to do one with the Hawaiian sling.
Oh, I think I would love to get the Hawaiian sling and go to the jetties on one of those days when it's just dead flat and crystal clear.
Get you a small grouper or something, or
the sheep's head that hang out by those rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just all you do is just pull that back and just get up close to them and pop them.
Yep.
I would love to do that one day, and I think that's probably where I'll start. Is get some of the spear stuff from him and go practice there.
I would like to do those, the jetties there, and then I'd like to do like the closer rigs and maybe get something. I'm not exactly sure on the rules of what species you could get, but like something the size or shape of like a snapper.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I don't know if you can do a snapper with a spear at all. I imagine you can, but I was looking at the rules on that one.
I think the stipulation is they have to be, length.
Right.
They still have to meet the length requirements.
Some fish you can't spear whatsoever.
Yeah.
Oh.
But like I know there was a guy who just caught a state record snapper, but it's a different. Can't think of the. It starts with a C.
Sure.
Yeah, a Cubera snapper. He just got the state record.
Wow.
And
from
what I heard, and I didn't look into it, it was big enough to be world record, but because he went down to go retrieve it and shot it again in scuba gear, it doesn't count.
Oh, I thought it
But
was.
it's definitely state record still holds, but I think the world record doesn't count because he went down in scuba.
I think I'm thinking of a different one. I saw one where it was, and I could be wrong. I believe I read that they didn't count it as a record because it was spear and not hook and line.
That's weird.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
this
I
one
thought
was
that
out.
was
This
super
guy
weird.
went out of Port A because he came
Oh,
back into Fisherman's Wharf.
no, this was out of Florida, I think.
Oh yeah, this
Well,
was
then
out of Port A, and he went out there, and it's a pretty long video, but he dives down and goes into the rig, and this Kubera is sitting right over one of the crossbars, and he spears it, and he immediately pretty much has to swim back up, and then he gets another spear and goes and spears it again, and now it's wrapped around the damn poles, so he's got to go down and go with scuba, spear it, cut the other lines because they're wrapped around the poles from it swimming around, and that's when he was able to finally dispatch it and slowly bring it up because now that he's in scuba gear, he's got to stop every so often to equalize.
Right.
Wow.
But it's a big fish and it's very impressive.
So Mike, you would never do that?
Nope.
Man.
Speaking of scuba, I think next year I want to get scuba certified. I want to go get my, what do they call it, a PAC card or PIP card or
Like that, yeah.
yeah. Well, I know my partner. She's scuba trained, and we do have a long trip planned at the end of the next year, and I'd like to go possibly do that with her. So maybe may do that. We talked about it, and there's a school that'll do it in a week, and may take some time off and go knock that out.
Yeah, I want to get scuba certified.
I thought about it in college. We had the opportunity to. About $400. One of the professors was scuba certifying people.
Really?
And then you go out to Mammoth Lake for your final dive, stuff like that. But it was, you go and get certified and stuff. But I haven't had the interest to go scuba diving since then. So it was just not worth it to me to go do that.
Also, keep this in mind too. How tall you are, all that bone density. I think you just float. I don't think you'd be able to get
I
down.
do float. Yeah, I would need 2 belts.
But no, yeah, scuba certified is something that I've been thinking about doing. If you guys want to see that, I can probably make like a video on that one. Maybe, I don't know. I don't even know if you could take a camera into the school.
You'd have to set it up prior with the person.
Yeah,
Yeah, you should be probably borrowing gear first.
yeah. Well, the school to get certified will
You might be
provide
able
all
to do a
that.
wrist strap or something like that.
Well, I'm thinking like of the face mask mount, or I don't know. Well, I could figure all the
That's a long time coming.
yeah, or just a handle. Handle. But yeah,
we want to add another log.
well, I don't know.
Well, we can add a log, or we can add some fuel to our bodies.
You have some snacks?
You got snackies?
I got something better than snacks.
Little Buckies?
I got shots.
Oh,
Ah. That sounds seductive. Oil fire.
You want me to explain the story behind this one?
If you
How
want
we
to, yeah.
found it?
If you want to, yeah.
So, if y'all seen the South Texas hunting videos, day 1 through 4, Derek was there, and one of our buddies, Casey. Well, one year he came down and he brought some Montana honey whiskey, and it was pretty damn good. So the next year he had moved to Oklahoma. He asked if he should bring anything. I said, yeah, just find something from Oklahoma that we can't get and bring it down. He goes, all right, cool. So he went to the liquor store and said, hey, I need something Oklahoma to take to Texas. And I'm like, oh, here you go, this. He's like, all right, cool. So he bought it, didn't look at it, and brings it down. And one day we're sitting around the fire, and I go, y'all ready to try the oil fire? And everyone's like, yeah, let's try it. So I go pop the bottle open, grab a couple cups, and pour everyone a little bit of it, just do a little taste test. And I look at the bottle, oil fire rye whiskey and liqueur, America's first seductive handcrafted spirit. So that raised a few questions. When there's 4 guys and we've got a seductive spirit,
We did have it right though. It is an Oklahoma special.
but
Oh, it is, huh?
Yeah, true Tulsa, Oklahoma.
yeah,
original.
so it just came to Texas recently.
Yeah. I
Um,
was able to find this in Castroville, these little bottles. So.
but
Wow.
it's pretty good. It's real sweet. Not, it's kind of like a Fireball, but a little bit sweeter. So I
A
prefer,
little bit more seductive, huh?
yeah, I prefer to sip it. So I'm gonna sip on this with my beer.
Well, I'm going to shoot this, and I feel like if you guys enjoyed the podcast, you should subscribe. But we got the fire burning down. We got some other errands we got to run. I say we go ahead and shoot this, and we'll wrap it up. Call it a day.
Yeah, episode 1 of the VR Outdoors podcast.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys stuck around to the end of the video, make sure to hit the subscribe button as well as that like button. If you want to see more of the podcast, we can do this again. There's no guarantee that we can do this again when all 4 of us are around. Obviously, everyone's doing their thing, making more content for you. But if you hit that notification bell, you will be the first to know if and when we do another podcast.
And if you have a favorite VR podcaster here today, comment below. Tell us who's your favorite.
Or
If
if
you want to see more of Mike,
That ain't fair because we know that she's gonna just comment on it for him.
No. Just because I have
No.
8 accounts doesn't mean I'm gonna be commenting on all of my stuff. Anyway, guys,
ain't nobody who knows watches our videos either.
this is true.
Uh,
My mother's not even subscribed. Go figure. All right, cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That is so smooth. That's really smooth. Hey.